Today, I want to tell you a story that can help you understand something important about your life. It is about why we start many things with excitement but stop when it gets hard. Many people think the problem is the goal or the timing or even their own ability. But often the real reason is something simple. We never learned how to keep going when the work becomes slow or uncomfortable. This story will help you see why you may feel stuck and how to change that. It teaches the secret to finishing what you start and discovering your purpose through your own effort. Long ago, there was a young traveler named Thomas. He lived in a small village at the edge of a wide land filled with many paths. Some paths led to mountains. Some led to rivers. Some led to forests. People said each path held a different kind of future. Thomas wanted a big life. He wanted to do something meaningful. He wanted to feel proud, free, and strong. So one day he chose a path and began to walk with excitement in his heart. For the first hour he felt great. The sun was warm. The birds were singing. He imagined all the great things he would achieve. But before long the ground became rocky. The air grew hot. His legs felt tired. Doubt appeared in his mind. He asked himself if this was the right path or if maybe a better one existed somewhere else. He looked around and saw another path in the distance that looked smooth and bright. So he left his original path and walked to the new one. At first it felt perfect. The ground was soft. The breeze was cool. He felt fresh hope. But soon he met a long hill. His body felt heavy again. He started wondering if he had made another mistake. He told himself he should try yet another new path, because maybe the next one would finally feel easy. This became Thomas's habit. Every time a path became difficult, he walked away and looked for a new one. He started countless projects. He had thousands of ideas. He collected dreams the way some people collect stones. But none of them ever became real because he never stayed long enough to finish what he started. At night, he would sit by a small fire feeling empty, even though he had seen beautiful places and walked many miles. He kept wondering why life felt incomplete. He said he wanted purpose. He said he wanted success. But he did not notice that purpose and success come only when you finish the path, not when you walk away from it. One day, Thomas met an old woman sitting on a stump by a quiet stream. She watched the water move slowly over the rocks. He asked her how she found peace. She said she did not find peace. She created it by staying with what she started and letting time shape her. Thomas did not understand. He felt confused. So she invited him to sit beside her and listen. The old woman told him the story of the unfinished path. She said most people in the world think their problem is that they chose the wrong path, or they are not lucky, or they are not talented. But the real problem is that they never give themselves a chance to grow roots. A path looks easy only at the beginning. Every path becomes hard at some point. When we quit as soon as it becomes uncomfortable, we teach our mind that effort is danger. We teach our heart that goals should come without work. We teach ourselves to run instead of stay. Then nothing in our life becomes strong because we never stay long enough to build strength. She told Thomas that the unfinished path is the deepest pain of many people. It is the quiet place inside where all the dreams they started live unfinished. It is the idea they were excited about, but never completed. It is the project they gave up on because they doubted themselves. It is the promise they made to themselves but could not hold. When we leave too many paths unfinished, we start to believe we cannot finish anything. This belief becomes a lie that holds us back for years. Thomas felt a heavy feeling in his chest. He realized this was him. He had left so many paths behind him that he no longer trusted his own steps. He started to believe that something was wrong with him when really he had just never learned how to stay through the hard parts. The old woman explained that finishing is not a talent. It is a practice. It is choosing again and again to continue even when the work feels slow. It is deciding that your future matters more than your discomfort. It is remembering that quitting does not free you. It only leaves you empty. She stood up slowly and said something that Thomas never forgot. She told him that every new path looks exciting because it has no challenges yet. But the easy part of a path is not where a person grows. The hard part is where the person becomes strong. She said if you want a meaningful life, you must learn to finish. Your purpose reveals itself only after you stay long enough to uncover it. Many people never reach their purpose because they turn back right before they discover who they could become. With a calm smile, she told him to choose one path and walk it to the end. Not 10 paths. Not many ideas, just one. She said the world does not need people who start everything. The world needs people who finish something. Thomas felt her words move inside him. For the first time, he understood why nothing in his life felt complete. It was not because he chose the wrong things. It was because he never stayed long enough to build anything real. The next morning, Thomas woke up early and picked the path he had abandoned first. It was rocky. It was uneven. He did not love the heat, and he did not enjoy the tired feeling in his legs. But he remembered the old woman's words. He told himself he did not need perfection. He needed persistence. So he kept walking. When his mind told him to quit, he slowed down but did not stop. When his legs hurt, he rested but did not turn back. When doubt appeared, he let it pass. Step by step, the path began to change. The rocks became smaller. The heat softened. His legs became stronger. The path did not change by magic. He changed because he stayed. As days passed, he discovered something new. He felt proud of himself. He felt calm. He felt trusting toward his own choices. When he reached the end of the path, he did not find treasure or a big reward. Instead, he found himself. He found the version of him who could finish what he started. He realized this version had been waiting inside him all along. It appeared only when he stopped running away. Years later, Thomas became known as a traveler who walked long distances and finished every journey he started. People asked him how he did it. They thought he had strong legs or special skills. But Thomas always said the same thing with a gentle smile. He said the secret was simple. Do not leave your path when it becomes hard. That hard part is the gate to the life you want. Keep going until you finish. Because finishing teaches you who you really are. If you ever find yourself starting things but not finishing them, think of Thomas. Think of the old woman by the stream. Think of all the unfinished paths behind you. Not to feel sad, but to understand something important. You are not broken. You do not lack purpose. You just never stayed long enough to discover your strength. Choose one thing today. A small thing. Something you care about. Finish it. Let that small finish rebuild your trust in yourself. When you do this again and again, your life begins to change. You start to feel grounded. You start to feel clear. You start to understand your purpose. Finishing is how you meet the person you want to become. The moral of this story is that the path that feels hard is often the path that grows you. Don't walk away from it. Learn to stay. Learn to finish. Your future self depends on the choices you make today. And the most powerful choice is to complete what you begin. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this story helps you stay with your path and believe in your own strength. Remember, every step you continue is shaping the life you want. If this message touched you, subscribe so you don't miss the next story. I'll see you in the next video.